All right, so good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 6th, and technically this is the last class for Computer Science 1010 and ES 1060. Next Monday, I will be available, the lecture period at 9 and the lab period at 2, but we are just using that for catch-up. Hang on. Using that for catch-up and make sure everybody is on the same page. The other thing, if we take a look at the Moodle page, one of your classmates alerted me to the fact that I had some incorrect dates here. Let's make sure I got everything changed. There we go. So as it says here, our final exam in this course is scheduled to be held on Wednesday, December 13th, between the hours of 9:30 and 11:20 a.m. And that would be in this classroom. There are other times you can take it. I have 2 times here, but if you need to take it at other times, please work with me. In other words, you'll need to get prior permission to take it any other time besides Wednesday, December 13th, between 9:30 and 11:20 a.m. But I have many other times that are available. For each of you who has gone through the personal review with me, you will get 5 extra credit points directly onto your final, so it will increase your score by half a letter grade, which should be very, very helpful. And aside from that, what most people have been asking me, except for just getting grades straightened out at this point, is what will the final exam look like? All right. The final exam in this class will be, I will give you a prompt, and the prompt will be to write a macro in Excel, and the assignment will be to submit the macro in a spreadsheet as an XLSM file. So in other words, I can't accept anything but that spreadsheet. So make sure that your version of Excel is macro enabled. Okay. And then I'll get them graded as quickly as I can. The other thing is some of my students are leaving this week. So if anybody needs to take the final exam this week, I believe I have some time periods on Thursday and Friday. So if you wish to take your final exam early on one of these days, just get a hold of me and we'll make arrangements. So I just want to make sure we are all on task. So the other thing is, with the final exam, I really want you to get all assignments in prior to the exam. But the reason for that is that it will help you get ready for the final exam. And especially since the final is writing a macro, you really need to get through chapters 14 and 15 in order to be able to do that. So if for whatever reason you don't turn things in by Wednesday, I will still accept homework until Friday, the 15th at 5 p.m. See, it's not on there. There we go. Until 12:15 at 5 p.m. Okay. So anything that you get turned in by this time you'll be eligible for full credit, but getting your assignments in prior to the final exam will get you ready for the exam. And the final exam will be similar to the midterm in length and complexity. So it will just be a prompt. I was kind of teasing on Monday, we had a guest speaker and he wrote a program when he and his now wife, but then girlfriend, were at a distance. They played a game together. Yeah, using that he had programmed in Visual Basic in Excel. And it was quite complicated and really interesting and really showed the power of VBA, but it's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be a short macro. So, and then just making sure that it runs. All right. So overall, this class, I think, has done really well. There have been a few people who are, we've talked about it, but most everybody's done a really good job. And I appreciate all of your good humor and indulgence with writing into specific programming languages. From now on, I think it's all going to be Python and Excel. So you'll be Python, excuse me, and SQL and other more common languages. But this is an important part of the background that you will need as computer scientists. And also for those of you that want to go into software development as well as engineering, is just that ability to solve problems, to look at something and figure out how to make it work. And as I told you back in the way beginning, back in the before times, Excel is so important because, first of all, it is so much more powerful than most people ever use it for. But the other reason is every desk you ever sit down at is probably going to have a version of Excel. So being able to put it through the paces and do the things that you want to do and solve the problems that you want using Excel has some internal merit that makes sense. Especially some of you may find yourself in a consulting environment where you're going into different offices and working with what they have. They're probably going to have Excel. So there you go. So at that point, do you guys have any questions about the final, about anything that's left in the class, about homework? All right. Well, you guys are great. So, so like I said, I'll be available to take the final at a different time should you wish. But if I don't hear from you, I will look forward to seeing you on the 13th. And we'll move forward from there, and then we'll just be done, and you can have a month off, and we'll come back and get started with other things. So, all right, thank you all, and we'll talk to you real soon.